If there's one thing that we've seen is that more and more of our presenters see themselves as storytellers, using storyteller techniques to make their presentations stand out. And as we've gotten to know other people in the business, we're seeing that the storytelling technique really translates across many crafts and companies. And what we thought we'd do here today is just share our best tips on how to do good storytelling.
I mean, there are similar ways of going about telling a good story. There's certainly similar tools that we found were quite similar between the tools that I've been using at Pixar for my career and what you need to use to tell a good presentation. Controlling ideas. It's the thing that we really try to start off with. What's the movie about? What is that feeling? What is that message that you're going to feel when the credits roll? Being a story artist on Finding Nemo, and Andrew Stanton, he's my director, and he came in with a personal story. He talked to us about being a father. We had it on a big whiteboard. Does fear keep a parent from being a good one? Every scene in the movie, if you go back and watch it, is really about that battle. And now we're kind of getting into the idea of building this structure. So using visuals to help support that, to help build that. Our opening, we set up an idea, set up a question. The middle forces that conversation, that emotional response, and the ending now gives us the change.
We usually advise our customers to talk about essentially that you have empathy for your customer. And in the middle, bring some sort of insight to them. Something that's unique that you can offer, and at the very end, show that what you can offer to them can significantly change their lives for the better. This is Chris Bennett. He works with concrete, and so you might be wondering, how do you tell a great story about concrete? The takeaway message for Chris translated into a big picture overview. So he's working on a project now on the Liberty Island. He's decided to take his big picture overview of his entire story to be the statue itself. Then, of course, he digs into various parts of this picture, showing the actual concrete where a museum will stand, which is the part that he contributes to the project. And by that, now he's tying together all of that emotional response we have to the most iconic symbol of America, together with the actual product that he's delivering. And this matters a lot. In fact, we have seen that if you manage to tell your story in a concise way like this, one big picture where you drill into different parts, that will provide an up to 25% improved effectiveness in how you deliver the message. What we can see is that the way our brain works has actually to do with how you should create your visuals. Essentially what happens is that text processing is so complicated for our brain that when we do that, we can't do anything else. Like read a book and listen to the radio at the same time. Impossible. But when presenters show texts on their slides or in their presentations, that's exactly the situations that they create. If you can summarize your entire story through one picture and dive into the different parts, that will really help people to connect the dots, and a story will emerge. And when a story emerges, then people act. Many of our customers say, well, they've spent $10,000 to $100,000 really building up to that one meeting. And then they do what? Well, in the worst case, they force people to read a book and listen to the radio at the same time. Like, that's not the way to do it. This should be the climax of the entire experience.
In anything, you get one chance for an audience to see your movie for the first time and for it to work or not work.
So the main thing that we've learned is that, yes, storytelling is possible for everyone to do. Okay. And with a little bit of tips and tricks on how to do it, you can start doing it as well. And it will definitely help in how you communicate with your audiences. I think we're out of time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.